Hey everyone, this is a really quick intro on how to get started in Photoshop and how to start playing with the different brush tools that are available and using your tablet as well. So I'll show you how to get the tablet set up in class, and then you need to open up Photoshop. So what you'll do is on the bottom dock on your desktop, there is a little symbol that will show either Photoshop, which is looks like this, the P and the S, capital P and S, almost like periodic table like, or you can click on the little symbol that'll be on the bottom. I'm on a PC right now, so I can't show you that. It's a little silver rocket. It's a launch pad. You can click on that and type in Photoshop on the very top, or you can just kind of scroll through and see where it is there. So when you have it open, it's going to look a little bit different on the Mac, and I also have a slightly different version. But what you're going to do essentially is you're just going to open up a new place to draw, and you're going to start experimenting with the brush tool. So what you're going to do is go to File, and you're going to click on New. And this is just kind of my settings. They're at 18 inches wide and 14 inches high. I have a high resolution as well. And I'm just going to give it a name. So I'm going to have test brushes. So you might as well give it a name, so if you go back to look for it later, you will have an idea of what is in it. I also have a background color on. I'm not using white, just in case I want to see white, so it gives me a contrast. I'm just going to click OK, and now I have my new drawing area. You'll notice probably immediately that your scroll on your mouse won't work. You'll have to click Alt if you're on PC and start scrolling. Often it's Control, but it's actually going to be Alt, or I believe Option on PC. So you can scroll in if you need to. And what you're going to do at this point is you're just going to select the brush tool. And the brush tool along the side is often you'll be on the select tool. And as you kind of go down, you'll notice that the top is changing. So depending on what tool you're in, you're going to have different options at the top. So what we're going to do is go down to the brush tool. If it looks unavailable, it should be available. What you can do is you can click and hold, and it's going to show you a whole bunch of different options within the brush tool. We want the top one, which is just the generic brush tool. So the other thing you're going to do is on your tablets, they're pressure sensitive. So that means that you can click on or use your pen, and if you push lightly, you're going to actually see a light kind of stroke across the paper, and if you push more heavily, you'll see a darker stroke, just like you would with a pencil. What I'm going to do at this point is there's a couple different ways to access this, but I'm actually going to change, I was using it earlier, I'm going to change my brush. So up here, you can actually just click on the down arrow, and you can choose a whole bunch of different brushes. I'm just going to pick one of the basic ones here. And I'm going to show you what this looks like. This has, you'll also notice that you can change the size of this brush tool, and just to see it a little bit better. So right now I had that pressure sensitivity on. I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's off. So this is just doesn't matter how hard I'm pushing, this is what the strokes are going to look like. Just going to backtrack in history here. So again, this is what a normal stroke would look like without the pressure sensitivity. There is a button up here, and it looks like little concentric circles with a pen. It also kind of looks like a bullseye. You're going to click on that, and this is the pressure sensitivity. So this is detecting how heavy I'm going to press on the tablet. So you'll notice that if I press lightly, it's very thin and narrow, and if I press progressively harder, it kind of widens. And you can see that more significantly depending on your size. So we have that going. So that gives you more of the illusion of drawing. The other thing you can press on is this symbol right here, and this is opacity. So this opacity has to do with how kind of much light is passing through or how dark something is. And when you press very lightly, it's going to be very kind of soft. So not just thin, but also very, very faint. And as I press harder, it's going to get wider and also darker. So those are really two good tools that you will use when you're playing with the brushes, because this will give the illusion of a pencil when you're drawing. It's a lot more natural. The other thing that I'm just going to talk about on here is the opacity and the flow as well. So you can actually change this a little bit so it's kind of a little more fixed. It's much lighter, or you can leave it at 100%. So you still get the gradient of your pressure. It'll change from light to dark, but this kind of changes your kind of your maximum opacity and your minimum opacity. So the last thing I'm going to get you to do, and this is what you can kind of play around with, there is a couple different things. Again, it'll look a little bit different. History will bring you back, and you can actually kind of travel back in your history and undo or go back to the very original. Notice how it kind of won't let me go back after a certain point. So I can go back to my blank slate there. And the other thing is there's, on my version, I'm not sure if it's on the version at school, is the brush preset. So I can actually see all of what the different brushes would look like. It's a lot easier to choose from. But if you don't have that, the other option is to go up here and physically choose them and see which ones you like. So that's what I'm going to get you to do first is, it's a little bit of a delay here. I'm going to get you to try the different brushes, and you can change the sizes with them and see how much you like them, and go through and kind of experiment and play and see, maybe think of when I would use certain brushes or what kind of effects they would have. And you'll kind of figure out very quickly what brushes you like to use and which brushes you kind of would only use maybe in certain scenarios. So again, play with the size and try different brushes and just test them out.